Steve Domenico here in the Room podcast with Brendan Fleming, fighting Cage Titans 46, November 2nd, Plymouth Memorial Hall. This will be his third fight, 2019, looking for his third win and finish. Brendan, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just got done training, still at the gym. Just feeling good.
Excellent. Third fight coming in 2019 after a long layoff, man. How's the body feeling the third time training camp here?
This one has definitely been the best. I missed the last two cards, so I did a lot of lifting and I focused on my body a lot. And you'll see it on November 2nd. From when I fought at 170 to now, it's just a complete different body transformation, and I just feel it. And mentally, I'm just so much more prepared.
Now, did you fight at 170, your first fight back? I think that was in January, right?
Yeah, I was fat and out of shape.
Well, I think you had a 5-year you took off. We'll talk a little bit about what went on in that 5 years. But, the fight previous to that was a Bellator fight where I think you were a bantamweight back then, right?
Yeah, 135.
Damn, man, you did get fat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so 170, I think the next fight was at 155, 160 maybe?
Yeah, 155, yeah.
So you went right back in, and then this next fight is 155. Is that where you're going to call home? Is that whereabouts you want to be, or we still working down a little bit?
I don't mind cutting weight, but I'm definitely not a believer in killing yourself. Especially at the local level, if I have to make 45 for like a bigger fight, yeah, I would do it. But I feel comfortable at 155, so probably stay there for now. I know I can make 145, but other than that, just stay at 55 for now.
Excellent. Well, you talked about your training camp, third time in there. There's going to be a third time fighting for Cage Titans. Basically, your home as far as South Shore sports fighting. You're away. There was champions being made from your camp. A lot of action going on there. But now a big name in you, a Bellator veteran, coming back and representing that gym in Cage Titans at home. How's that feel to get back in the action and be in the middle of like all this greatness that's going on over there?
Oh, it's awesome. Just actually like all of New England, everyone's doing so good now, and over here, we're just killing it. And to fight for Cage Titans, I fought on Cage Titans 1. And that, honestly, it doesn't feel that long ago. It does not feel like 9 or 10 years ago. I was only 18 at the time. So it's pretty crazy to look back and see where Cage Titans has come. And I'm just more pissed that I took the 5 years off, because now I'm playing catch up with everyone else. But I live for that. Exactly.
Well, they kind of paved the path for you to have, get these wins under your belt, and the eyes are already here. So it's kind of, you're right in the right spot right now. You're not an old guy, man. You're, 28 years old?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel old.
Well, Brendan, in the 5 years, you had a pretty successful career, Army career, then pro career. You're fighting, I think you had your pro debut for Bellator, and you had a big win there. What was the 5-year layoff? Tell us a little bit about what went on there, and were you active with, staying active in at least getting training in?
Yeah, so I was scheduled to fight Blair Tugman. I think I was like 24 at the time, for Bellator at 135. During that fight camp, I had the wrestling coach at Johnson Wales. I actually got recruited to wrestle out of high school at Johnson Wales, but I wasn't the smartest one in high school, so I didn't have the grades to get in. Just started fighting. Every single year, the guy would reach out to me. He'd be like, "Hey, man, come back and wrestle, get a degree. We need you over here." And every year, he never gave up on me. And I was at a point in my career where I was like, you know what? I love doing this, but I need to find something else that, and to wrestle in college, like that's what I wanted to do at first. So to get a degree, to wrestle in college, and just to kind of take some time off, because I think I got burnt out. I was fighting for the wrong reasons. I was doing it, just to kind of get the paycheck, and I wasn't willing to put in the work to get where I wanted to be. I just thought it would come easy, and I just had to go back to my roots, man, and go back to wrestling, get my mind right. And
Excellent.
for 5 years, well, I finished school in 3 years, and then kind of graduated, got a job, moved down to New Orleans for a year, started doing a lot of gi jiu-jitsu down there, and just got the bug again.
Nice. So are you back? Are you back? You're back here in Mass, training full time with South Shore, right?
Yeah, so I'm at South Shore during the week, and then when Randy was fighting, I was sparring him on Saturdays because I was matching the lefty that he was fighting, and then yeah, just kind of jumping around, to be honest. I was kind of a firm believer in staying with one gym, but you know what? I think I've grown so much more. I mean, over the past 2 months, just jumping to Lausanne's and rolling with those guys. I mean, they got every single Saturday. There's killers over there, and if you're not there, you're messing your career up, because they're top guys over there.
Excellent. And like you said, I mean, there's fighters from basically every camp around that go there. At least the pros go there and get rounds in with the big names there. I mean, you have weight classes and levels to every fighter there. So it's great work for any fighter to go there. Now, as far as you're back there, you had the gi. You're fighting a gentleman that had his first fight for Cage Titans a couple of cards ago, I believe, and he impressed Mike, and he impressed us a lot. Roberto Young, who's a boxer by nature. The dude's had a ton of boxing fights. He showed that in the first round against Don Shanis. Gave Don a little trouble in there with his length and his speed. The guy's an athlete.
He's very fast.
Yeah. So you're going to have, I mean, this dude definitely doesn't want to hit the ground, so he's going to want to stand up with you. Your last two fights, very impressive, but this is a whole new game. I think the athleticism of him and the experience in the cage and the ring is going to really, challenge your stand-up game. How are you training for him, and have you been scouting him at all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't try to get overwhelmed with what they're gonna do. I mean, yeah, he's a really good boxer. I respect the hell out of his stand-up game. He's quick, he's in and out, he hits hard, he's tall, he's lengthy. After watching his last fight, he was the underdog, so he knows how to be the underdog in all his fights. He's just a tough dude. He's older too, so he's been around. Probably a wise dude too. He's not gonna come out and just try to take my head off. I watched him and Don fight. I was there for it, and I watched the video of it. Me and Don have kind of different styles when it comes to the stand-up game. So I'm hoping try to keep him at distance. I know he tries to come in a lot, and if he comes in, he's gonna end up on his back. So not really too worried about. I mean, I give him respect for his stand-up, but you know what? If I want to get to that next level, I have to be able to stand with people like that, and he's got cardio for days too. Yeah. I watched his fight, and that man did not get tired, and he was throwing a shit ton of punches. So I'll be ready for anything. He does come out and he throws hard at first. Hopefully, I can get him down and put him into my game.
Excellent. Well, as far as your game, I didn't get a chance to really experience it. I came onto the scene doing all this when you were on your break there. But, seeing your last two fights for Cage Titans, coming back with, a vengeance, like you said, you have time to make up. Dude, what are you looking to do? What are you looking to do in there, your third fight, 2019, to really blast you off into the, 2020 and get you maybe on the Contender Series, a shot somewhere other than big names?
Yeah, I used to be about just fighting the biggest names, and I mean, at the end of the day, I'd fight anyone to make it to the big show. But right now, it's fighting smart. If you go in there and I mean, yeah, it's a crowd sport, but if you go in there and you get hit 15 times in that fight, and you get out of that fight, and your head's kind of not there anymore, that shit does a number on you. I spar really smart. And I fight really smart, If I know the guy's going to try to take my head off, if you take a few of those, that shit does a lot to your career. Perfect example is the person that Randy Costa just fought, Boston Salmon. That dude just gets in brawls, and he has no chin. now he has no chin,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be a vegetable when I'm older, so I'll fight smart, and I've been wrestling for 15 years. Why not use it? Like, people can call me out and say, "Oh, you won't stand with anyone," but I mean, look at the top guys,
Yeah.
Khabib. That man, and I try to kind of be like his style. You will stand, but you just want to make the guy know that you can take him down at will, and you're gonna.
Excellent. And
That's pretty much what I try.
yeah, you speak of the wrestling. I mean, I think 90% of the UFC champions wrestling background. So, I mean, your credentials and everything you've done to prepare you for 2019 now, man, is paying off. As far as what's left to do, we got, under 2 weeks left for this fight. It's your third time 2019 in there. It's a whole new life for you. What's left to do in this next, week and a half or so?
Right now, just get your mind right. Lose the weight. Probably like 170 right now, so I got like 15 to go, but it's gonna be mostly water. As far as where I see myself in like kind of the end of this year in 2020, I think this is probably the last Cage Titans card. I know there's one on November 15th, which Pulvier knows if I win, I'm gonna call him out in the cage and be like, "Hey man, find me somebody for the 15th because I want to stay active."
Yeah.
But no, and then in kind of holidays, December area, just get better, improve. Just stay on the grind, because I feel like after my last fight, I got a new job, and I got away from the gym, and you just lose the grit. You need that grit and that grind every day. And I mean, taking a week off, don't get me wrong, is awesome, but as soon as you start taking more time off, you lose that little grit that you need. And I have it right now, and I'm not going to lose it going into 2020, and hopefully get on at least one or two more local cards. And then, if Dana calls, I'll be there.
Excellent. Well, you got some eyes all over the South Shore, all over Cage Titans. We know, Mike, when you fought for him in the past, the eyes weren't so much there, but Mike is like a gateway to the UFC now. He does texting. He texting to Shelby all the time. So you're in good hands now, man.
Friends with him now.
Yeah, exactly. And all Mike keeps telling fighters like yourself is keep winning, because that's all the UFC wants. I mean, they're not really looking at who you're really fighting. They want them wins, and they want to see you stay active, and they want beasts in there. And you're finishing people. Brandon, 2019 seems to be your year, and I love seeing it, and I'm glad to be a part of seeing it and seeing what 2020 holds for you. Last thing, my friend, shout outs. I know you got a few more tickets to sell. We still got some time before then, but shout it all out, thank yous, and we'll let you go from here.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for taking me on the show. I don't really do interviews usually. When I was younger, I did a lot of them, but now I'd like to get my name back out there. It's a lot easier to get your name out. I don't really do Instagram or anything like that. I got to get back on that. But no, my teammates over at South Shore, all the guys over at Lausanne, it's pretty much all New England MMA right now, because I've thrown with the best over there, and it's you got Lausanne, Costa, all those guys over there. They want everyone to get better. And everyone over here, we're grinding over here. You have JoJo that wants to get back over there. And even, Manius took a loss, and I know, it's a tough situation for him, but he's already back. Like, he was in tonight, and to see him in there, it just brought, it made me smile. I was like, damn, all right, let's go.
Excellent.
But other than that, I have sponsors, Chipman Fence Company, Quintessential Car Care, South Shore CBD, CT Construction. So just a few that will be on my shirt. You definitely have to get one when they do come out, Steve.
Oh yeah, definitely.
November 1st.
Let me know. I got PayPal, and I'm using that all the time for sure. So I'll definitely want one. Actually, I want it signed, because I'll put it right on the wall, on one of the walls here. The
hell yeah.
The
nice.
wall, the podcast wall of fame here, we call it. So man, I'm excited for you, Brendan, man. Big things, big huge card, and these have this fight
How many
has.
fights are there?
What's that?
How many fights are there?
Oh,
Like 19?
Yeah, I have no idea. It changes back and forth. I mean, one of your old training partners there, Johnny Cupcakes, just got promoted to headliner, so things are changing all around. Hey, who knows? By the time fight night, you might be co-main. You don't know where you're going to end up. So
Exactly.
it's all good,
I
man.
hope not. I don't want to fight that late.
Yeah, I understand. You want to get in, get out, and then enjoy your night there and celebrate. So Brendan
I'd rather
Fleming.
be the first fight.
There you go. Well, Brendan Fleming, man, 6-3, pro MMA, lightweight for now, on a 2-fight winning streak, coming back after a 5-year layoff, going for his third finish, 2019.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it.